for negative energy, whatever. So it's really about spiritual hygiene, and how to keep yourself spiritually minty fresh.
There we go. And we should be live in Facebook in 1 second here. There we go. All right. I may need to turn my volume down so I don't double talk. I just want to say hello to everybody. I'm just trying to find the right screen so I can, oh, there you go. I can see Heather. All right. Well, hopefully we're not getting any echoing. How are you doing on that side?
I'm good. I'm good. No,
we're good? All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Let me start. First of all, Heather was asking me to introduce myself, but my name is Kathy. I'm here for my Tuesday night spiritual tea talk with Heather McCrae. And I'm a tea leaf and tarot reader. I've been reading professionally over 5 years now. And I'm also a sipology or steep tea consultant. So I've been selling loose leaf tea and tea accessories for over 9 years. So the journey began with the tea and the tea consultant and turned into an intuitive tea leaf reader. That's the short synopsis of how I got to where I am and what I do. So I've been doing these spiritual tea talks for almost 2 years now, as surprising as it was when I was talking to Heather about this.
Yeah.
So there's always something to share and something new that I like to just share with whoever happens to see this. And so tonight, Heather, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit. You're ceremonial master.
I'm a ceremonial master. I am a teacher of Hermetics, which is a brand of spirituality that is absolutely God-centered. It is actually, it's beautiful because it's multicultural. All spiritual traditions are encompassed. When we study the Kabbalah, we study Hermetic Kabbalah, which is Jewish Kabbalah as the foundation with levels of other spiritual traditions, and works with archetypes. And so when I do tarot readings, and you and I have talked about this before. We have a great time doing tarot readings together because we are very, very much on the same page about literally everything. I may use different words or go deeper in one way and Kathy goes deeper in another, but we're like frickin' frack. And my spiritual training in terms of the tarot is Hermetic based, which means that the tarot cards are symbols that were created by Cleopatra thousands of years ago, and they are, like anybody who studied analytical psychology or the work of Carl Jung, they are symbols for the unconscious. And in the Kabbalah, in the Hermetic Kabbalah, they are the symbols that open the doorways between the paths, between the Sephira, which are energy centers. That's a lifelong conversation.
There you go. Have some time. And I guess, this has been around for thousands of years too, right? Like you talked about the Jewish
Kabbalah has been around for thousands of years.
So
and studying it, a lot of people say that the shortest path, a lot of people say, and I can see why, because it's a lot of work. The shortest path to enlightenment is through studying Kabbalah, because you really dig up a lot of unconscious stuff, clean it up, and your connection with the light is much, much cleaner. And I've been in a study now since September with my teacher, Lori Seacrest, and I'm doing 2 different Kabbalah studies. One is path working, which is specifically learning more about the tarot, but also the paths and what that path has to teach you about yourself.
Oh, there we go.
And a deeper connection with spiritual teachers and guides from the Old Testament. And it's just, oh my gosh, life.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but
okay.
But we are here to talk more about energy and cord cutting and why people might need to they might not even know that they need to, but why would someone need a cord cutting?
Well, that's a really good question. So the umbrella topic really is spiritual hygiene, right? So it's it's about how clean your energy is. And the thing is, one of the first laws of metaphysics is that all is mind.
Hmm.
You don't create what you deserve, you create what you think you
Think
deserve.
about, yes, yeah.
Everything that you think is a creation. Your thoughts about other people are creations. The energy that you put out into the world are creations. Everything going on in your life, all cause is internal. And that is really hard for some people to hear, is that I am
Right.
going more with this, but it's important to understand that there are many, many ways that you can stay energetically clean, but they all have to do with self-awareness. And hermetic magic, and that's magic with a K, from God, the king, right? Clean of the light, right?
Yeah.
The cord cutting that Kathy was talking about is basically using what we call an theme, which I'm going to show you now. I have one handy. This is my theme. It's
Your
actually
ceremonial knife.
ceremonial only.
Yes.
The only
knife.
stuff we cut is garbage, right? And I use this and some Nag Champa incense, which is very, very high vibration.
Also clearing.
I have very specific things that I say, and I go around your body and I cut the negative cords. And the whole thing takes maybe half an hour at the most.
Right. But it really is for someone that is feeling, I don't know, maybe yucky or down,
it's
or
for
not
anybody.
not being sure why they're not feeling their best, I guess. Like, I mean, there could be other reasons, but in general, when people get to a certain stage, they kind of feel like, okay, I've eaten well, I do my exercise, I drink water, I get enough sleep, and still they're not feeling, or they're feeling off.
Yeah, well, no, a cord cutting cuts negative cords from other people. If you're anybody who does a lot of interacting with other people, whether it's online, it doesn't matter if it's online or in person, you're still connecting energetically. And people don't mean to, like, especially if you're a therapist. Some of the people that need it the most are people who are social workers, therapists, doctors, nurses.
Well, even people that do
people who do what we do.
Yeah, because we're spiritually connected. Like, I actually do tap into people's energy when I do a reading. And I don't want to carry that energy with me when the reading's over either, right? So
that's right. And when you study hermetic magic, you do learn rituals and things that you can do to help keep the ick off. But like, I still get a cord cutting every couple of months. I do.
Right.
For a ton of reasons, because when you're light, you're a magnet for other people's darkness, because people want the light. And so when they come to you, like, I'm gonna be really honest with you, I don't let anybody come and get healing for me until they've had a cord cutting first, because I don't want the ick in my healing space.
Right.
And that's for other people's benefit, because what a cord cutting does is it's the experience of, Kathy, you've had one. I don't know about for you, but from my experience, what the longest I've ever gone without a cord cutting, I felt like I was being removed from a mummy's encasing. You know what I mean? Like, I just
okay.
Like, just it's like being stuck in a spider web, right? And
I just felt like it's hard to explain, but I just felt a lot lighter. Like, I wasn't taking on these other energies. Like, I wasn't worried, if that's and I don't know that worry is even the right emotion.
It affects your mind. Absolutely. Everything affects your mind, and your mind affects everything, right?
Yeah. So it was just an ability to kind of let go of things, and not be attached to them in the same way, and just kind of,
if you're going through a divorce,
a serious relationship or anything.
A really, really difficult time in a friendship or something, cut the cords, because the cords that you want to have with that person need to be healthy cords. You're not cutting the good cords, you're cutting the ick, so
right. And I think that's important to mention too, right? We're not getting rid of the light, we're not getting rid of the good.
You're getting rid of every stuff that's you're getting rid of what's keeping you from the light.
right.
I don't, on my path, we help you get closer to the light. We don't ever take the light away. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and there's things that, and I kind of, sometimes when I do readings, I talk to people like they feel like they've got a backpack with stones or rocks in them, and they're
Yeah.
trying to climb up, like
That's
that kind
right.
of energy of just
Yeah.
feeling like you don't quite
Way
know
down. Yeah.
why it's so hard to get up this incline or whatever, but it's just because you're carrying this extra weight that you don't really need to be carrying.
Yeah. And it could be from your childhood. It could be from the past. I mean, we all carry stuff, right? But the more that you are able and willing to let go,
Right.
and put you at a cord cutting, get a cord cutting done regularly every 2 to 3 months. I won't do it as any more often than every 6 weeks. I won't. And
Right.
if you need one, like if you feel like you need a cord cutting every week, then that's a deeper conversation for us. And there are tools I can teach you. But a cord cutting, just, if you've never had it done before, sometimes it feels really weird because all of a sudden you feel a lot more open,
Right,
and
right.
stuff. And what I tell people, if they really, really, really want it to be effective, is plan it so that you're alone for 24 hours. Don't get on your phone. Don't
Right.
let anybody reach you. Don't reach out to anybody else for 24 hours so the cords stay cut. You know what I
Because
mean?
again, what we do, everything's energy, right? So if
Absolutely.
you're now allowing that energy back in, you haven't had a chance to kind of process it or release it fully if you're not
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it does take longer than just the time that it takes to do the cord cutting, and they're fairly quick, right? I think 20 minutes, half an hour, is that
Yep.
what's
Yep.
normal for?
Yep.
Yeah, so
And it does involve something called a negative spell removal. And what that basically means is I put the athame to your forehead, and it removes anybody's ideas about you that might be negative, anybody's projections towards you, unconscious or I'm not talking about anybody wishing you harm intentionally. It's all energy, right?
yeah.
Nobody's wrong. We're all responsible for our own stuff or whatever. Nobody's a victim here. It's just, it gets really ick, and it feels so good.
Exactly, it does. Well, is there anything else you want to share? Because I keep these pretty short.
Okay.
But was there
The-
anything
Yep. The
that you
only
could?
thing I would say is after you get a cord cutting, spend as much time alone as you can and take a salt water bath, put some lavender essential oil in there. Soak your body and go under the water 3 times and then get out of the tub. So save, like if you want to soak and relax, great. But right before you're going to get out, submerge 3 times and then get out and dry yourself off. And
Oh,
you
wonderful.
drink a ton of water and you'll feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, I was going to say the water is very key too, to like for anyone that's doing energy work, but especially when you've done something like that, you really do need to cleanse. So, all right.
Absolutely.
Well, I thank you so much for sharing your expertise and what you do, Heather. And the reason why this came up is that it has come up with my clients, and a lot of I do these talks once a week, and it really does have to do with what comes in to me through my clients, what kind of energies I feel we need to talk about, and how I can help everybody as I do this. So I'll remind everybody, of course, if you're interested in a tea leaf reading, which is much more than a tea leaf reading, but we start with the teacup anyways. And then with my intuition, we may go into other areas as well. But I do 30 and 60-minute readings on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday. Now, Thursdays, I am in Mississauga, Streetsville area with Style Worthy. If anybody's in that area of Streetsville, you can actually see me in person. Most of my readings are still on Zoom or online, but I am available, and I am booking some trade shows too. So I will be in person. If someone is looking for readings in person, we can arrange something as well. And of course, next week is always exciting because it's first Tuesday of the month. And I do my free mini readings in my group. So they won't be here where you found this video. They will be in my Spiritual Readings by Kathy Facebook group. So hopefully I'll see everybody there. And if you did write me, I can't see Facebook messages, so don't think that I ignored you. It's just very difficult to manage when I come here. But I appreciate you, Heather, and everyone else. Have a good night.